Hey guys, what is up? Today we are going to talk about how to dull your blade so that you do not cut yourself when you're flipping. Isn't that cool? So a lot of you are probably like, hey, how do I transition from just a regular old trainer blade to a really cool, wicked, sweet live blade? That was a left hand open and I'm not even sure what the heck that was. So, if you are afraid like me of cutting yourself on something that's really sharp like a gaboon, that is, a problem. So, you want to flip your blades that are cool, you want to flip the live ones, but you're stuck on the trainers. So what do? Well, there's a couple different things you can do. You can do my tried and true method of, let's get out this guy, masking. So on my Krake Raken, I went ahead and masked the blade. That's masking tape, and you can just, take a nice thin piece of masking tape and cover the blade. And when you cover that edge, you are far less likely to be able to cut yourself because the edge is essentially gone at that point. Now, the biggest problem with doing this method is that you can still get stabbed. There is still a point on that tip, and that's pretty darn sharp. You probably don't want to come into contact with that when you're doing your tricks still, as it can get you, and that's no fun. So what do? We can mask the tape. So mask the edge. So putting the masking tape on there totally takes the edge away. You cannot get cut. You can still get stabbed, okay? And getting stabbed sucks. And as you can see, if we look into there, there's still when the tape comes away, that tip is going to be exposed. So you can also tip the blade to really make it go away. But there's a few different ways that you can actually take the edge off your blade, like I did on my Frankenforge here. So on my Frankenforge, what I did was I took my sharpening stone and I just ran it across the sharpening stone a couple times to really just take that edge away. You don't need to grind into it, and actually we're gonna do it real time right now with my Krake Raken. We're gonna take the masking tape off and we are going to take the edge off. I'm gonna go get my sharpening stone real quick to just be able to run it against the edge, and we're gonna do it together. So we've got a Work Sharp field sharpener, and this has diamond stones on it. Now you don't need to use diamond stones. You could even use sandpaper if you wanted to. I think Will Hirsch has a video out there where he just uses some medium type grit sandpaper. Now this is a sharp edge right now, and to prove that we've got a sharp edge, we got the edge exposed, just took off some tape, and even with the tape goo, this thing is cutting decent, If anyone's curious, the Krake Raken is made out of AEBL steel. Now that is not necessarily a premium steel, but it is a steel that is often used in razors. So it is a steel that can get incredibly sharp. So even though it's non-premium, it can get incredibly sharp, and it's also known for its hardness, which is one of the reasons why you often see it used in Balisongs. The AEBL is just a very quality steel that has been long used in knife making. So I'm being very careful right now removing the masking tape here because there is a live edge, as we just displayed, behind it. But it's pretty easy to remove the edge on a blade. It doesn't take a whole lot of force, and that's something that Will does talk about in his video in removing the live edge is, you don't want to be grinding it in. It only takes very, very light pressure. So I'm going to do it both on the higher grit side of the diamond stone and the lower grit side because that's just what I want to do. But it's really just as simple as laying the blade flat. Okay, we're just going to lay it flat and we're just going to drag it across with light to no pressure. That right there probably just dulled the blade enough, okay? We're just going to drag it across, okay? Now the reason why you don't want to do grinding is because if you grind it, you could go into that metal a bit, and that's going to make it harder to resharpen again. So doing it this lightly is not going to damage your blade in a way that the edge is not repairable anymore. And that's something that Will really tries to stress in his video, and people often get concerned, if I dull my edge, is it going to devalue my knife? It could if you do it in a radical way where you're like, ah! Don't go like that. You want to go nice and easy. Don't get out like an angle grinder. I'm literally just applying very light pressure and dragging it straight across, okay? Lots of knife sharpening videos out there will show the knife sharpener doing this. to show that they have truly dulled the edge and taken it off. So we've done a couple passes on that higher grit, and I'm just gonna lightly run my finger across, and I can already tell that's way duller. Okay, cool. And you can see, still cutting a little bit if we get the right edge on there. So I'm gonna keep going just a little bit to make sure that we've got that all the way removed. And I'm just gonna kind of let the weight of the blade go on there, and I'm just gonna go back and forth. Again, this is all stuff that you are going to be able to resharpen this blade if you want to, if you're worried about like the resale value. Just don't go like ham hog on it, okay? So a couple passes there. We're gonna go on the lighter one too. And you know, a decent medium grit is gonna be good. Now, we did talk about earlier how you can still get caught by the tip of these. To get rid of the tip, we're gonna do it right now, and this is something that's probably ill-advised if you are looking to resell your knives ever, is doing this. But we're gonna reduce the tip just a little bit, dragging it on that higher grit. And because it's a Tonto, we're gonna get that one a little bit too. And where you're gonna get hurt the most on the tip is if you're dropping it, it'll be able to stab your foot, or if you're doing a catch and it gets you in the palm. So again, even dulling the tip, you're still potentially gonna get stabbed. So, gotta exercise extreme caution when you're doing Balisong flipping, guys. But, yeah, this should be pretty well dulled now. And, safer to flip. Who would have known? White bread. Let's, get my sweaty palms dried off and do some tricks. Let's see how this goes. Knocking over stuff. All right, that'll definitely catch it. Do an index. Ooh, nice. Oh yeah. And now you can build some confidence with live blades without fear of, really jacking yourself when you're trying to do something cool. Oh man, look at those skills. You guys can tell I am just going up. Should we go for a chaplain? Let's go for a chaplain. I dropped it already. All right, let's go for a chaplain. Oh, hey, look at that. Chaplain in like a pro. Still dropping it though. Cool. Yeah, so what questions do you all have about dulling your live blades? Do you think it's cool to dull your live blade? Is that all right? Would you dull your live blade? I mean, clearly you're here trying to figure out how to do it, so. Yeah, I think there's no shame in dulling your live blades, especially if you're not really using these to cut stuff, if you're not like opening up boxes or EDCing your blade. If you're just flipping and you want to flip for more enjoyment, dull that blade. Cuts suck. It sucks to get cut. Really drilling those rollovers, if I'm being honest. I've been working on them a lot more lately. Let's see, thumb roll over. See, that's the thing. It always wings away from me. I always let it get away from me, which is dumb. Chaplain. Oh yeah. Anyways, have a good one. That's the video today. Are we still going? No? Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Cool. What the heck? Why is this set up like that? That's weird. Cool. Hey guys, what is